Hey kids, it's Captain Craig. Hope you're all having a wonderful week again this week. Now, I'm excited to say that in just 3 short weeks, we start Kids Club 2021 at the Crossing Community Church in Hilliard, Ohio. All you kindergartners through 5th graders are welcome to join us. We'll be sharing Bible stories, eating snacks, playing games, having lots of fun. If your parents have not registered you yet, they can still do so here at this video or at our website, the Crossing Community Church on Britton Parkway in Hilliard. I'll look forward to seeing all of you at 6 o'clock on May 30th. Now this week we're going to be back in the book of John. It's the story of when Jesus healed a blind man. It's in chapter 9 and it goes like this. One day Jesus and his disciples saw a beggar beside the road. He had been blind all of his life. He couldn't even work. The disciples asked Jesus, "Is this man blind because of some sin he has done? Or is it because the sins of his parents?" And Jesus answered, "Neither one. His blindness is an opportunity for God to show us his glory and power." Then he mixed up some sort of clay by spitting on some dirt. And he put the clay on the blind man's eyes. And he said, "Now go and wash off the clay in the Siloam pool." The blind man obeyed Jesus, and he immediately could see. And people looked at him and said, "Why, isn't this the blind beggar?" Some thought he was, and others thought he just looked like the beggar. The man himself said, "Yes, I am the one who was blind, but now I can see perfectly." "How did that happen?" the people asked. And he said, "That preacher named Jesus put clay on my eyes and told me to wash it off in the pool." Then the people looked around, but they couldn't see Jesus anywhere. And they said, "Where did he go then?" "I really don't know," the man replied. His friends and neighbors said, "We'd better take you to the Pharisee leaders to be examined." Now people took the formerly blind man to see the Pharisees. Now they had asked them, "How did you get healed?" And he said everything that Jesus had done. Now they were always finding fault with Jesus. So they said, "He did this on the Sabbath, so he can't be a very good man. Who do you think he is?" And the man said, "I think he is a prophet." And the leaders still doubted the man's story, so they called his parents and asked them, "Is this really your son who was blind?" "Oh yes," they said, "but we don't know how he received his sight. He is an adult. He can tell you." The parents were afraid to let the Pharisees know that they believed that Jesus had done a miracle. Jesus' enemies talked to the man again. "You ought to give God the credit for healing you, not this Jesus, because he is a sinner." The man answered, "I don't know about that. I only know that I was blind before, but now I can see." The Pharisees kept asking him to tell the story over and over and over. And finally he became angry. "Why do you keep asking me about this over and over again? Is it because you want to believe in him too?" Then they scolded him and said he couldn't come back to the synagogue anymore. Jesus talked to him again and asked, "Do you believe in God's Son?" And the man answered, "I would if I knew who he was." And Jesus said, "I am the one." Then the man said to Jesus, "I do believe in you." Now, the Pharisees refused to truly see the amazing thing that had happened. Jesus opened the blind man's eyes and he recognized the miracle. But the Pharisees were too inwardly concentrated. In other words, they couldn't believe that Jesus was actually the Son of God, nor that he'd work on the Sabbath, the day when you did not work, didn't do anything. They were upset and threatened by Jesus. It might seem strange, but if you think about it, sometimes we can get so wrapped up in ourselves that we fail to see what God is doing all around us. People are in need and hurting, both near, here where we live, and far, far away. If we all look at our own problems, we would miss out on the problems that other people have. Think about that. Instead of worrying about your small problems or the things that are going on, think about the people who are less fortunate than you are and pray for them. God bless you all. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week.